The FT is reporting that the new insurance facility for Gulf shipping from the US government is only going to be $20 billion, which is significantly less than what is actually needed. I think it's like 10 times that much. I think it's like 300 billion or something that they need for it. But I want to read a little bit more detail here. What Trump's DFC intervention does represent is genuinely significant, if incomplete. The DFC, a federal development finance agency with statutory risk exposure of approximately $205 billion as of late 2025, has been tasked with providing political risk insurance that covers losses arising from war, violence, and political turmoil. Somewhat off topic, or as a sidebar here, this was actually funded out of USAID beginning back in 2019. I think I heard that this morning on a podcast that I was listening to. So that's where this came from. Like, this DFC wasn't even created until 2019, so pre-COVID, and it was pulled out of USAID, which is since defunct, thank God. JP Morgan analysts estimated the total insurance exposure for vessels currently operating in the Persian Gulf at approximately $352 billion, considerably more than the DFC statutory ceiling. Should losses materialize at scale, the gap between what the DFC can cover and what the market needs could require an act of Congress to bridge. The U.S. Navy escort pledge carries its own caveat. Behind closed doors, Navy officials told tanker executives in the days following the announcement that no escorts were immediately available, with no guarantee of future provision. None of this diminishes the importance of the move. The precedent it sets, a U.S. government agency acting as insurer of last resort for global energy trade, is structurally novel and potentially durable. It echoes Operation Earnest Will in 1987, when the U.S. reflagged Kuwaiti tankers and provided naval escorts during the Iran-Iraq tanker war, a mission that kept Gulf oil flowing at the cost of considerable diplomatic complexity. What it does not represent is the instant permanent displacement of the London insurance market. The LMA is actively engaged with Washington on a coordinated solution. Brokers, including Marsh, have been in direct talks with DFC officials to structure a public-private framework that could complement rather than replace the existing market capacity, drawing on the model used to underwrite grain exports from Ukraine's Black Sea ports in 2023. I do just want to note here, again, for the trillionth time, that the Lloyd's has been broke probably for at least the last decade. I think probably since the Great Financial Crisis, personally. That's my opinion. And I'm really not going to change my mind on that. So in a sense, this is actually a bailout of Lloyd's, I guess, if you want to think of it that way. And I'm going to end there.